Afternoon, the Alabama Department of Veterans Affairs took a vote on the possible removal of Kent Davis as commissioner. Joining us live now to discuss the meeting and the vote is WSFA 12 News reporter Julia Ivey. And Julia, tell us what happened.
Well, Rose and Sally, I was initially planning to tell you that the board has decided 3 no's for his removal and 2 yes. So just a couple of minutes ago, we had the intention that he was going to stay in the position till the end of this year. But just seconds ago, joining me now is Kent Davis's attorney, John Saxon. And leaving this room, you were given this letter. What was said to that?
As the commissioner and his family and I were leaving the room, I was handed a letter by the governor's legal advisor, which tells Commissioner Davis that pursuant to her supreme executive power as the governor of the state of Alabama, she was removing Kent Davis immediately. I should note that she says that Jeffrey Newton is now the interim commissioner of Veterans Affairs. We are very disappointed in this action. The governor called this meeting. She didn't even have the decency to show up herself to preside at it. The votes didn't go her way, and it made her mad. And when the governor gets mad, she gets even, and she has gotten even with this. We will assess all of our legal options, including filing a lawsuit for retaliation under the Alabama Ethics Act, because I think that's at the heart of what was going on here. And then I look forward with great relish at deposing the governor and seeing how she does when she is under oath and unscripted.
There's some things to go over here. There was discussions on both the representative of Governor Ivey today and the board members and Mr. Davis himself. There's a lack of communication. And when initially she asked for him to step down back in September, he found out through an email that was sent to him by his assistant. And now here we are. They were asked to make the decision. She not even here to have her say on it. There was only so much her person stepping in to speak on her behalf could say. Were you surprised at all that you were handed that letter today?
Not really. We had an agreement. I was on the phone. Commissioner Davis, the governor's legal advisor, the governor's chief of staff, and the governor herself briefly were in a room in Montgomery in September. We had an agreement that he would serve till the end of the year and then step down. As he said repeatedly today, he was willing to honor the terms of that agreement. The governor was not. So now nothing surprises me.
Now, when we were in this room today, you actually spoke out and said, give Mr. Davis the time to express the reason why we are here, which is the ethics violation complaint that was essentially leaked by someone. And do you feel that what happened was fully expressed today?
Well, I do believe I had to speak up to say, let him finish his answer to talk about the ethics complaint. He was duty bound. The commissioner had board members, multiple board members come to him, say they thought there were irregularities in the Department of Mental Health and the way the ARPA funds were handled and the way the memorandum of understanding was cut off, didn't follow the proper steps. And his legal counsel within the agency told him he was duty bound to report this to the Ethics Commission. And that's what he did. And there is an anti-retaliation provision in the Ethics Act, and we will look fully at whether that fits these circumstances. Right now, I believe it does.
John Saxon, thank you so much for your time. Now, coming up here on WSFA, I will share what was said from both sides today. It's also important to note that there was multiple people, veterans, men and women from across the state here to stand with Davis. And although the board made the decision to keep him in this seat until the end of this year, we caught up with Davis. He was emotional that this decision was made. He was ready to start back up work tomorrow, working 40 hours a week. That has now changed. We will update you when we learn more, and we'll have more coming up here on WSFA.
Julia, thank you for that update. We'll hear more from her at 6 and 10. And again, Governor Ivey is using her executive power to remove Kent Davis as the commissioner, Veterans Affairs Commissioner.
Yeah, this comes after the commission this afternoon voted to keep him in his position. The governor had called this meeting today asking for the commission to remove him from office immediately. He had submitted a letter of resignation, but then she called for this special meeting, and the commission said we want him to stay in position at least through the end of the year, going against the governor's wishes. She wanted him removed from office, she said, because of a lack of cooperation and mishandling ARPA funds. That's the word coming from the governor, why she wanted him out of office. She asked the commission to remove him immediately. She called this meeting today, but the commission went against her wishes and instead voted to keep him in office. And now the governor is using her executive power to remove Kent Davis from his position.